Hey, girl.
Hey, girl, hey.
Missed you, girl.
I missed you too, boo-boo.
Besides that break that we took back between season 1 and season 2, I think has this been the longest time we've gone since really talking? No, I don't think so.
I feel like it has been.
In what feels like, it just feels like days since I've talked to you. Well, you've been busy.
You know, I do have to agree. I think this is the second longest time. Why are you looking at me like that? I had to go and work early a few times, so that kind of throws off our morning sessions. And then, no, we talked this weekend.
We did. No, we have.
So it's only been like a couple.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's only been a couple of days. But why does it feel like it's been forever?
I think it's because it feels like it's been forever since we've done a podcast, or we've just done this. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
we apologize for that.
Yeah, it's been a couple days.
But there's a new podcast out now, so you've got new content.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. We're the two talking fools. We are just two average, and I mean average, girls taking their phone calls to the podcast.
You're welcome.
We have a lot of things to talk about. But I made some notes because there was some things that had come up recently, and I'm like, you know what? This would be great for the podcast. And I have followers and listeners who are like, oh, do you guys take requests for topics? Fuck yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Bring them out.
Yeah, we'd
love to hear them.
Yeah.
Here's one for today's podcast, and you tell me if you like this, and we'll run with it. So I love Reddit. I love Reddit because it's like the wild, wild west of online. You can go on there, you can search talk shit, whatever. I mean, sometimes I think it's a bit much.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes if some of the stuff that people put on there are real. I'm like, there's no way.
I hope it's not real.
There's no way.
People with so much drama.
Yeah, there's no way. What do you got, buddy? I'm intrigued because of the look on your face.
I know. I made some notes.
Okay.
I was thinking that in this, we could talk about the top biggest pet peeves right now with people who are dating.
Interesting.
So I was like, what are the pet peeves? To be transparent, the next episode I'm going to suggest that we talk about, because I also have notes on it. Traits of women that men hate.
Oh, wow.
Is this fun or what? Are we getting into some good shit here in season 3?
Really good. Oh, okay.
Gang, pootie tang.
Let's go, buddy.
Let's go.
So
you think about top 10 biggest pet peeves, and I as I was writing them, I'm like, these apply for people who are married or single or married or in a relationship.
And this is from Reddit, you said?
This is from Reddit.
I want to know what they said.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Okay, what did people say?
These were like the biggest ones that popped out to me. I went through like a couple different things. Okay, ready? The toilet seat up.
Nope. You gotta put that toilet seat down. It has to go down. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would that bother you?
It would.
Would you say something?
Probably not. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say something in my head.
But you would just put the toilet seat down.
I would just put it down. But like,
it would irritate the fuck out of you.
It would. Okay, I can understand that one. What's the next one?
Okay. Planning a date feels like hostage. And this came from both men and women. These things here came from men and women. I mean,
so both.
I don't see very many women trying to piss with the toilet seat up. I mean, we've all tried it in our lives. You have done it, my girl. I have done it. I have tried to pee standing up on the toilet for whatever reason.
Oh, 1,000%. Like, especially when you go to like a public restroom and they don't have like the things you could put down. But I usually will use toilet paper. But then even then, it's questionable.
Who came up with those?
I don't know.
Who's the person? Are you supposed to tear it yourself to make the thing go circular around the toilet?
Well, here's the thing. So if you go somewhere, and I know we're getting off topic, but just to, I feel like we need to clarify on this.
Girl,
if you really have to go,
we have the air.
Nobody has and they don't have those toilet seat covers.
Yeah.
Nobody has time to sit there and put toilet paper around the seat, right? So you got to try to like squat and take a pee, I mean, but I'm not sitting on a public toilet.
More often than not. Oh, see, if I go to a public bathroom, the first thing I look for is what does the toilet bowl look like? As long as the water is clear, that's a good sign. Then the second thing is I look right at the brim. right? On that toilet seat itself, is there drips? If there's drips, I go and move on to the next one. If
Same.
it's dry, I sit my ass right down.
I don't.
Me and you, girl, we're together.
Yeah. See, I can't, buddy. Because there's a lot of asses that sit on that seat.
Don't bother me now. And you're just adding one more ass to it for the next one.
Yeah.
Planning a date feels like hostage. I understand this because being incredibly indecisive, it's like very difficult for me to figure out plans.
Yeah, and I'm super indecisive too. And you know, my girls always laugh at me because I use the excuse as being a Libra. I'm like, I'm a Libra. I don't ask me to plan anything. I'm the most indecisive person. Like if it's for a reason, then I'm good. Like I am a great planner and I'm very detailed and organized. But if it's a date, I'm so indecisive. I really am.
Oh, I hate it. I just hate the whole idea.
But they feel like, so they said they feel like it's almost like hostage. Like they feel
planning a date feels like hostage. It's like you are always trying to feel like, what should we be doing? Where do you want to go? What time do you want to go out? What kind of food do you want to eat? It's like you're always hostage to planning the date. Like, and maybe that doesn't always get receptive both ways. Like I do often feel like maybe a woman will put that more on a man, or to be fair, somebody who's more masculine dominant in the relationship, who's willing just to take control. But if you're indecisive,
okay, that's valid.
Like, I just feel like it's too difficult.
Oh my God, I'm incredibly indecisive. And then depending on how the day is,
it all changes.
Yeah, it does.
So what I say at 8 a.m. is not the same thing that I say at 3.
Yeah. Okay. I get that one. So, okay. So far it's 2 for 2. I totally can agree with them.
One thing that like I'll do is I'll be like, I'll tell, like, we know if we want to go out for like, I'll figure out at 4 p.m., like start to figure out what the frick you want to do.
Oh, that's true. Cause you usually get out at like what, 5:30 or whatever?
Oh, who the hell?
You kind of have to. Yeah. That's smart instead of last minute.
Top 10 biggest pet peeves right now on Reddit. The people have fucking spoken. And I'm sorry, I'm saying the F word a little bit more. You know why? Because it's our podcast and this is explicit. And if you don't like it, I really don't want you to listen.
Right.
Because as much as we are, well, here's one thing in 2025, as much as people get a lot out of us talking, I get a lot out of everyone listening and the feedback.
And so being your authentic self.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's number 3, buddy?
This one I can understand. This one can get really freaking annoying. Turning a conversation sexual out of nowhere.
Valid. Okay, hold on.
Married Shaba. Or
wait, what?
If it was like relationship Shaba, or like long-term relationship Shaba, or married Shaba, I just think it's like maybe that's what it is, or maybe when you're early on dating. I know this is kind of generic, but the pet peeve is like turning a convo sexual. You know where I remember a lot of this. I'm sorry to like do this to you, but it's like, remember when you had like CB, like you were like trying to like, you were just dabbling into the online, arena of dating.
Apps.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if I should say it or not, but
no, it's okay. Listen,
you really didn't.
Does the apps.
You did me actually. I will have to say, like, one nice guy out of the whole thing, but like
the rest were a hot mess express.
A hot mess, but
yeah, it was too much. Like, it was way too much.
I think it's like that guy that kept sending you those repetitive photos of himself. It was so annoying.
So annoying.
Like, how many times does he have to take a picture of himself the same angle with his one arm behind the back of his head in a different t-shirt?
Dude, you remember all of this?
Of course I do. Like you, yeah. I guess I do remember more. Come on.
I have PTSD from that.
That was awful.
I have PTSD from that. Really
but bad. Turning a convo sexual, yes. Yeah. I can see where at times maybe this is a little bit of an aggressive approach, and it can be irritating. Like you want to have a really serious conversation, or you just want a generic conversation. You don't always want it to be sexual. Like if you're talking about like the plumbing in your house, or something like that. Why are you laughing, girl? I don't know. Or like, you're talking about like, I don't know, like you're talking about things. Christ.
I need help. What's the next one? Number 4.
Not putting effort into the first date. This is a big pet peeve. Not putting effort into the first date.
What do they mean by that, though?
I totally get that.
Like, what do they mean?
You
Like,
have
when you
seen
go,
this.
like when
Like
you're
it's a
going
first
on the
date.
first date, planning the
Yeah.
first date, like, what do
Going
we
on the
mean?
first date, just maybe not enough effort. Like instead of just being like, yeah, let's go to a bar and sit at the bar and have a beer and we'll split the bill and be on our married way. Maybe it's more of like, oh, you're going to bring me to a cat cafe where we're going to look at books and have cats while we do yoga. Just maybe putting a little more effort into it. Do you
Oh,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah, because the cat yoga, yeah, no.
I mean, I think that's asking. I think I'm there. I was being a little much, but
Cat yoga?
I mean, first of all, Shaba freaking hates cats.
I do.
She has a cat
I
because
don't. Nope, it's my daughter's cat.
but you got it for your daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, somebody was talking on the podcast I was listening to about her. You know how we go, it was the summer of 23.
Oh boy, that summer.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, last year y'all didn't like see my cries for help. Like I changed the color of my hair like 20 times and I cut it like 4 different ways. She goes, that wasn't a sign to all of you that I wasn't going through something.
Oh my God.
Remember?
23.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
Doesn't put effort into the first date. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot of work for everybody. Seems like serial daters. That's what it seems like to me on these Match.coms and all these things. So it's like, how much does a guy really want to keep putting out if he's like trying to look for the right woman?
Right.
Like, I do get that. Like, if this was the olden days back, 20 or 30 years ago, it'd be different. I didn't feel like there was like serial dating.
Yeah, it's true.
There's all these people on these dating apps. There are more people on these dating apps than ever before. And you're telling me that y'all can't find matches within each other if nobody else signed up for memberships today? There's not enough people on there. Are you that picky? What are you looking for?
And this is just my opinion. Yeah. This is really just my opinion.
I didn't mean to say what, that was aggressive.
No, I meant, that was a little aggressive. But I knew what you meant. Yeah, but I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, buddy. I think it's the lack of ability to communicate and not being honest. And I'm not just saying like guys, like I feel like females are the same way too. Like people just don't know how to communicate like needs, wants, thoughts for the future, things like that.
I don't want kids. I don't want to be in a serious relationship.
Or you do want kids or
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a lot of it. Or if somebody's not sure, like,
I smoke, but I don't drink. Yeah. I drink, but I don't smoke.
Right. Or if somebody's not sure what they want, like if they want something short term, if they want something long term, people don't, just
looking for one night stand.
Yeah, like what is going on, right? I think that has a lot to do with it, and I think that also ties into lack of honesty. You know what I mean? Because previously, I think we even talked about this. There were a couple of people, and it just was annoying. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
When Shaba says something like that, that's really annoying to her. You'll notice her eyelids, they shut a little bit heavier because she's like rolling her eyes as she's talking. It's my favorite thing you do.
Yeah, because I'm more mindful of what I say. So now I just say, I'm just like trying to be chill about it. I'm like, yeah, just lack of, and it's a lack of an ability to communicate. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's what it, potentially could be, because like you said, there's a ton of people on these apps, bro, and some of these people are weird.
It's like they're serial dating appers forever.
Yeah, remember? I was so happy to freaking delete that damn thing. Oh my God, it was so stressful.
I've had a lot of fun on these dating apps, basically helping other people. Yeah, getting colorful with the, getting colorful with the descriptions and the, if you know, you know. Okay, so the next one is this one's great. You ever been on a first date, or you ever been on a couple dates with somebody and the conversation is very one-sided? Someone's not asking questions.
Yeah,
they've gone 2.5 hours and barely took a breath, and it's all about them, and then they finally asked you, oh, so what about you?
Yeah,
I think that's the most cringiest thing you can do.
It freaking is. So I ended up going on this date. This was during my younger years, actually. I went on this date with this guy who was like, he also modeled, And that's all he talked about. And I could not wait to go home. I was so over it.
You know what they called it? Main character syndrome.
Ugh, it was so gross. So gross. And it wasn't like somebody was talking about themselves because, like, oh, he was so passionate about his job. No, it was just gross, you know? Like, he was just talking about himself the whole entire time. The food was great, though. It was a nice Italian restaurant. The food was great, but
the
conversation
keep the food in front of you, then you can talk as much as you want, as long as I can keep eating.
I mean, the food was good, but I could not wait to get home. And then I felt bad because it was a mutual friend that had connected us or whatever. And so she's like, how did it go? I said, respectfully, please do not expect me to go out with him again. And she's like, what happened? So I told her, and she's like, oh my God, I was afraid he was going to do that. And I'm like, yo, if you knew he was like that, why did you even tell me that I should go out with this guy? Yeah, I was younger. It was not. I literally wanted to exit stage left.
So cringy.
Yeah, I wanted to exit stage left. I really did.
That episode, that pod. I'm not going to say the name of the podcast because I like her and I'm not here to talk shit. But that podcast I've been listening to, the only thing I'll say is having a co-host, I think, is a good thing to bounce between one another. And when she talks, it just feels like it's always about herself. A little bit ish, and I'm not trying to be rude. And she had a person on there. She had a guest host. And I feel like if you have a guest host, that's your turn to ask the questions and really let them take the stage and answer those questions.
1,000%.
And I just felt like she dominated every question, and I didn't get enough from the guest star, and it was irritating AF, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of remind like main character syndrome. Like, figure it out. Like, if this is your guest star, then like, stop comparing you to her. Just listen to her.
Right. Right. If somebody has something that they're talking about that they're like wicked passionate about, I'm here for that. I actually do. Like, I would listen to somebody if they're really passionate about something. I feel like that's a little bit different. But somebody who's just consistently talking about themselves or they're taking over, no.
If somebody's going to come on our podcast and tell us why there's all these drones in the air, I don't care if this person talks for 3 hours and 48 minutes straight. Right? Because it's something you want to hear. It's like information.
Yes, exactly.
But if it's just about you, it's like, fuck, okay, we get it.
Right.
You're perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
There's nothing left to talk to. Nothing left to talk about after that one.
Right, for sure.
Here's an interesting one, and I feel like this would be like, this has got to be girls just giving absolute shade. People, quote unquote, people who don't do labels. So in other words, maybe not using the term girlfriend, boyfriend, fiancé, and fiancé. Like, are we exclusive? Honest to God, dude.
That was on Reddit?
Honest to God.
You said honest to God. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Because then people who don't do labels. That was like one of the things that I saw the most is, and it has to be women who feel like that, but like,
oh, so they actually put in quotes people, like that's what it's like.
It's people who don't do labels, because I couldn't say it was necessarily men or women because it seemed like it was coming from equal, I suppose.
Got you.
But yeah, so that is something that's like kind of trending as far as the 10 biggest pet peeves. Is people who don't do labels.
Okay. Can we talk about this one a little bit more?
I would love to.
Okay. So here's the thing.
You guys, I'm going to shut my mic off for a second because I want to eat my eggs. But I want Shaba to take I want her to take the conversation. So, how funny is that?
So not doing labels thing. I mean, I was a person that was like that at one point in time. And the whole reason why I didn't like the label thing was because, like, I think that at the time, and there's, I'm gonna like explain this a little bit more. At the time, if you're not 100% sure, why are you, dude? Wait, are you crunching that? Oh, that's right. There's like onions and stuff in there. I forgot all about that. You have like a whole little egg thing. Okay. Anyways, off topic, but I think at the time before, if you don't know where something's going, then why would you put a label on it? You know what I mean? But I think that in this day and age, and I actually had a conversation with somebody about this recently, which was really interesting. And my thing was, if you,
I figured you had a conversation because hold on.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
sorry not to interrupt, but I figured you had a conversation about this recently because when I looked at you, also you look guilty. You're rubbing your hand through your hair continuously,
I
which
love
means
it.
yep. You looked at me funny when I said this. So I know you had a conversation about this.
Yeah, that's why I was like, interesting.
About labels. Like, yeah,
Interesting.
that's what other people said on Reddit.
Interesting. Okay.
Continue.
Valid. So the conversation that I had was, trying to see things from others' perspectives, right? If you don't have to label things like we're not 5 years old, right? But if you if there's not an explanation of what's going on, then how do you know, right? So I think that the label, I can see things from both perspectives because again, I was that person who was like, I don't want to freaking label
You buy a
shit.
car, right?
Right.
You buy a car,
Right.
you make an agreement.
Right.
There's an agreement of
Right.
sale.
Right.
Like, so.
But both people have to be on the same page is my thing, right?
So when he or she buys you, no. No.
If the person buys you, I love it. No, but I get
No,
what you're saying.
no.
I got what you were saying. That's where I was actually going though, buddy. I get where you're coming from though. Is that if people are on the same page depending on what they want, then yes, there needs to be some explanation, some kind of label at some point. But I guess my thing is if people are just starting out figuring out where something's going, then how do you label something like that? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at now, but I was that person before who did not want labels. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you get older, there is huge commitment behind saying this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend. I think for me, I can't relate, but if it were me, to call somebody my girlfriend or boyfriend would be like, that is a very serious commitment.
It is.
Which is why I think people, as they get older, take that very seriously. And I totally respect that. So I don't believe in labels in this particular case, but I do believe and be very forthcoming as far as, are we exclusive?
Right.
Right. So if I'm talking to you and we're,
for sure,
we're, whatever the case may be,
right.
If you're intimate with somebody,
right.
I think you should have the right to know.
Right. What's going on?
Listen,
where
I
are we
don't
going
expect
with
a
that?
label.
For sure.
I want to know, are you the only person that I'm chilling with?
Yes, like what's going on?
Chilling.
Or are you just seeing multiple people and then seeing, yeah.
And if you are seeing multiple people, then obviously I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, for sure.
But some people are different.
For sure. I agree with that.
But how is this like, I don't know how you play Bachelorette in the dating world. So like,
right.
If somebody, again, this is me saying if I were single, but if somebody said to me, yeah, like if he said, I'm dating you, but I'm also dating a couple other girls, I'd be like, well, then go fuck yourself.
I mean, I would be the same exact way. Right.
That's
right. I would be the same exact way. But what if there were, what if it was like I'm just trying to again see things
100%.
from totally somebody else's perspective.
100%.
Nobody in particular. But what if it was like another female that was sitting in the car with us and she was like, oh, well, I want to see multiple people too. And then from there, figure out where this is going. And then if I find the right person, then whatever. Like, I agree with you 1,000%.
You don't even have anything. If you gotta be,
I'm the same way as you.
Chilling with somebody and multiple people, then I feel like then obviously none of us are the right one.
Oh, I agree with you 1,000%. But again, I'm always devil's advocate trying to see things from somebody else's perspective. But for me personally, for me personally, this is my thing. Okay. This is my thing. If I'm investing time and energy in you, you know what I mean? Like, time is very valuable. If I'm investing time and energy in you, and like you said, especially when it gets to the intimacy part, okay? And that could be anything. It could be doing the do, or it could be before doing the do, whatever. But if you're being intimate with somebody and you're investing time, then I would say that it needs to just be you and that person. Like, then everybody else is out, right? But to your point, okay, yeah, do you need a label? Maybe not right away until you figure out where things are going. But then when it comes to a point where it's like, okay, wow, this is like really getting serious and both people are on the same page, then yeah, I do think that needs to be revisited though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But not right away. But you have to be comfortable enough to have that conversation with that person. Like, listen, I understand, or, whether it's he or it's the female, whatever, listen, I know that you're not one for labels. That's fine because we are not 5 years old, but Like, where are we? Like, where is this going? Where do you see this? And I think that if both people agree, then you're good. You don't have to push the label thing right away.
Are you saying, for instance, what if you don't have a label with someone, okay, but you're sleeping with them, and you're intimate with them, and you guys are hanging out a lot, and you're talking a lot, and you're doing the do just like you would if you were in a relationship.
Right.
Are you saying to me at some point it gets to be like, well, look, we've been doing this for a long time now. If we don't make this official, are we just hiding this? Or like, what the F's going on? Is that what you're saying? Like, the reason why somebody might eventually want a label. Like, say, like 3 years in, you're like doing the same thing. At some point, you're going to say, hey, are we taking next steps here?
Yeah, see, no, 3 years, no. I'm not going to sit here and be intimate with somebody and 3 years down the line not have, you know, some kind of a commitment like, oh, this is my girlfriend or this is my boyfriend or whatever. No, that's stupid. 3 years. I don't fucking think so.
What do you think is acceptable?
I don't know, buddy. I really don't know. But it ain't 3 years, bro. But if you're like, you know, intimate with somebody.
Like a year?
I feel like even a year is a long time. I think like within 6 months, you know, I don't know. It's hard to put a time on something. How do you put a time on something? But I'd say if you're with somebody and you're intimate with them and you're hanging out and you're spending a lot of time together, I would say within 6 months, there needs to be some kind of something. Like, this is my girlfriend. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So do you need to have labels right away? Absolutely not. But at some point, yeah, you do. It's not like you're saying this is my wife or whatever, and my husband. But yeah, if you're being intimate with somebody and you're spending a lot of time and you're dating, I think within 6 months. Yeah. What's the next one though? We've really got into that one, but I was curious because I literally just had this conversation with somebody recently.
Really?
Yeah. So I was curious. What was the next one that they said?
Last but not least.
Yeah. What did they say?
Last but not least, being late. That is a pet peeve.
Like reoccurringly being late?
Yeah, being chronically late.
That's annoying. That would be annoying.
Annoying as F.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Shaba's on island time. She was on island time on, no, Shaba was on cruise island time. Shaba was on, I'm on a yacht, Kate.
Dude, on
I
Sunday,
just had some Alizé.
No, I would, dude.
Bro, I was waiting for her. I fell asleep on the couch waiting to stay up.
I didn't
to podcast, and then she didn't set her alarm clock for me.
Yeah, it was the first time in like forever.
I didn't just flip you off. And then by the time we figured it out, we're like, well, do we cut? You cannot cut into coffee talk, girls, my girls. People around the world, men should be doing the same thing as far as I'm concerned. They should be getting together for coffee.
They should. They need to. Yeah.
Do not cut coffee talk out of your week. Cut everything else out.
Cut
the podcast out, but do not ever cut coffee talk out.
Yeah. Don't cut coffee talk, or like if guys do like cigars or whatever, don't cut that stuff out. You need that once a week.
Talk it out.
You need that once a week for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first episode, 29 minutes. I love where we're at. That was really fun.
Reddit.
Top 10 biggest pet peeves on Reddit right now, it seems like, with people dating and whatnot and in relationships.
Huh. Okay.
You heard it here. Let us know. We'd love to hear your feedback.
For sure.
Okay, Shabs, let's keep it moving. We have a lot to catch up on because, again, Shaba was on island time. Because she's an island girl.
Oh, my gosh.